Well, good morning, everybody. Special day today. We're going to have the one, the only, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him. Bud Brown's going to be on the show today. I don't know how I managed to get him to squeeze me into his busy schedule, but he's going to be here. So let's say hi to a few people. We got 15 people watching. Hey, old timer, any news on when the borders might open to Aussie? Yes, right after my birthday. But I don't know which one. And by the way, let me go back to that. I said they'll open after my birthday, but the only problem is I stopped counting birthdays. So I guess the clear answer is I have no idea when anything's going to open. It was supposed to open December 1st, and then they changed their mind because of this new variant. So there you have it. All right. So what's going to happen, kids, is I'm going to chat with a couple of you here. And I always miss comments, and I know it sometimes hurts people's feelings, and I apologize up front, but I'm very old and feeble. So sometimes I miss them, sometimes I can't get to them, all that good stuff. And then we're going to have Mr. Brown on here, and God knows he knows how to run his mouth, so who knows how long this will take. Anyway. And we have some topics we want to talk to you guys about. There is my best friend ever right there, always from Canada. Lovely woman. Love to see you on every stream. Let's see. You're sipping on some, Lost Boy. Well, attaboy, go for it. 5x5, China Dave. Bud and I have both agreed you're the nicest guy on the planet. Let's see here. Oh, Lost Boy's having a little scotch. Well, that's nice. Let's see. It's 7:57 right now, so good a time as any. Good morning, Daddy Paul and everyone. Al, welcome to the channel, kid. Colonel Sanders is in the house. Yes, indeed. Gaylord is in timeout, Edward. Gaylord has been a very naughty boy. And so, but the Gaylord channel is still alive and well, believe it or not. And May and I, just to bring you guys up to speed, we spent all of November being sick. So I think I did a total of 5 videos and 2 live streams during the whole thing. So, but we're back in action. Okay, you made it, Alan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Austin, Texas is in the house. Ross Thompson from North Texas. Hey, Paul. Well, hey, Ross. All right. I can't. Is it Sylvan? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. All right, let's see. BMP Chris, good morning. Thanks for being along with the ride. Top of the morning to you. Let's say hello. We are doing good. We had a rough month last month. We had 2 close friends pass away within 1 week. May got really super sick. She was in bed for almost 10 days. And then I got sick after her. And so, you know, you want to make God laugh, just tell him your plans. All the smart people moved overseas. Yeah. Too bad they didn't make it to Dumageddon. Yeah, we might have a guest appearance by Gloria. I don't know. Woman scares the bejesus out of me, but you know, at least it's online. She can't grab me. Gloria usually likes to start her and I interaction by giving me a nice solid hit. Hey. Oh, you're back from visiting Dino. I've got to talk to you, Randy. That is too cool. You know, we're going to have Dean on for Valentine's Day. Hey, Merry Christmas, Global Greg. God bless all of you. Speaking of Christmas, May and I are going to be doing our thing up at the Japanese shrine. We will not be posting it on YouTube, but we will have some photos for you guys up on Facebook. Japanese shrine, if you don't know, is a family of 48. And May and I go up there each year. And with some of our friends, we get together and we put together some little goodie bags for all the kids that live up there. All right. Greetings from Indiana. Let's see. Look at this. Crazy lady is in the house. Can you believe it? The wildest woman on YouTube is in the house. I'm so privileged. I don't know how this happened. What a day. This is going to be a good day. Dallas, Texas is here. Let's see. How are you and keeping? Any more signs of your stomach troubles? Actually, we got rid of all that. It only took a month, but we're all thinner for it. Yeah, beautiful Lynn. Yeah, the crazy lady. I'm telling you. Fisherman, entrepreneur, YouTuber, woman has it all. Wisconsin is in the house. Good morning. I'm going to have to stop saying good morning because I need to bring Bud up. And so I'll try to keep up with comments, but just for the sake of everybody knowing, we're going to be chit-chatting, and it's hard to do both. So without further ado, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Bud Brown. My God. How are you, Bud?
Yeah, I kind of dozed off there for a while, Sorry about that.
Well, in another hour, it is time for your nap.
Do I have to wait that long?
You let me know if you get tired, okay? And we'll cut this whole thing short.
This will be my signal that, hey, I'm
dozing off.
Yeah.
All right, so rumor has it that you're paying 2 mortgages. I want you to explain. Yeah.
Well,
This is Bud being a good guy, and this is living proof that no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah.
So Bud, tell him what happened.
Well, as most of you know that have followed me on my channel, we lived in a house, a barangay Kamanhak. And we thought when we first got there, hey, this is it for us. This is here, as we say in Tagalog, habang buhay. That means until the end. So I said, hey, he said, how long do you want the lease to be? And I said, hey, we might as well put it for 10, 20 years. But Gloria, of course, always checks me. She said, hey, we don't know what and Paul and I talked about different things in a neighborhood that you got to be careful for, smoke, dogs, karaoke, and all of that kind of stuff. So shouldn't make too long of a lease. So I said, well, I want it longer than a year. Let's say 2 years. She said, okay. So we had it for 2 years, and we'd been in it a year and a half. And the ones that have followed my channel saw that we lived right at the end of a corner, so trucks and cars would be coming right toward our house, and then they turn at the last minute, and noise, and so we had just decided, this is not the place for habang buhay. So it so happened that where we had lived before in a barangay called Batingal, we were really happy there. We were there for 4 years. And the only reason we moved out of that is because our helper was making us look bad. She was getting loans in our name and this and that. And the rumors, here in the Philippines, they can spread fast. Yeah. So Gloria said, I don't know if I can handle being in this neighborhood, with all the Browns don't pay their bills, and which we thought we did. So we had left. But anyway, 5 years later, this house had opened up. And the people took off in the middle of the night, which is not a good policy to do. And so the landlord, who we really like and we're friends with, she said, after we get it cleaned up next month, it's going to be open. And I want to keep it open for you guys. So that was September. But our 2-year lease was still had to pay for September, October, November, December, and then a couple of weeks in January. So I thought, oh, man, that's 4 months short of our contract. So maybe the landlord there at Kamanhak will give us a break. And so we said, hey, we have this house, a big house that's opening up, and we'd like to move. And we just go ahead and use our deposit for September. So if you could, let us out for November, September, October, November, December. That'd be great. So his response, no, you got a contract. And contract goes till, January, and then a couple of weeks more in January. So I'm thinking,
he wouldn't let you sublet it either, right?
No. Well, that was my plan B. I said, not just sublet, but I can get somebody, with my channel, and people are always asking me for, rental places. And so I said, I can get a person in here within a month, not maybe to start it either. I didn't think about subleasing, but I just thought about, hey, let me off the contract and start a contract with them.
Right.
No, he got a contract. So on one hand, I can do like some others have done, say, we're out of here, pal. Good luck in trying to collect blood from a turnip.
Right.
Yeah, but I said to myself, no, I hate to do it. It's just one of those things. I got to bite the bullet. So we did, but the lady whose house opened up, normally people want at least, of course, the first month. I mean, that's needless to say, but they'll want either 1 month deposit or 2 months deposit.
Sure.
And she said, hey, we can, we'll waive that deposit. Because I told her the situation we were in. We'll waive that deposit. Just if you could just pay the first month, September, then that'll be fine.
Right.
So we did, and we had a lot of friends come and help. Normally I hire normally just one time I hired a moving service, which is a good thing here to know.
Yeah.
And but no, friends coming, oh, we'll help you, this and that. We got a truck, we got this and that.
Awesome.
So they helped us move. And so I told Dufunkel, that was the other landlord, I said, I'm going to use my deposit for September. He said, well, I'd prefer to have it on the last month. And I said, no, I prefer to have it in September. You're going to play hardball.
Yeah.
So we didn't pay him. He used our deposit for September. And then I had to pay for October, November, and then a couple days ago, December. Oh, Paul, that you're paying for something that you don't own, basically.
Right.
And
and you're on a budget.
Pardon me.
And you're on a budget. If
I was rich, like they say, all it takes is money. If I had extra money, hey, who cares? I'll pay.
Who cares? I just pay it all up in front and forget about it. Yeah, but
matter of fact,
luxury. So
right. But so instead of the food that we buy, we just pay this guy for the.
Yeah. It's no big deal. We just won't eat for 4 months.
Yeah, that's no problem. That's about what we pay for our food anyway. So. So we paid that, and now 2 weeks in January. So in January, I'll pay him for 2 weeks, and I'll say,
"It's over."
How's the song go? Take this job, and
got it.
But
I respect you, for that, because we're both old school, and with you and I think we just come from a world where a handshake is a handshake and a deal is a deal. And so you had a deal. The guy was perfectly legal within his rights.
Yeah.
Asking for the money. Okay.
Yep.
You honored your contract. And what you've been doing is, we were chatting, is you were really working hard on your YouTube channel to try to grind out an extra few $100.
Yeah.
To take care of the overage. And I got to ask you, did that kind of stress you out a little bit? Did you find yourself?
It did.
Did you find yourself no longer having fun with YouTube? Did it go from a hobby to a job?
Yeah. Well, I did do a couple of stand-up comedy shows that I've wanted to do for a long time, just for fun.
Yeah, they were awesome.
now's a good time to do it, you know?
Right.
So
So that was a labor of love.
yeah, it was. But to put out content because I have to,
Right.
no.
Right.
But
Right.
you know, Paul, yesterday when I wanted to let people know that we were going to be doing live stream, uh, I'd talked about that I hadn't done a video, well, since the last time we talked. I think it's probably been a
Right.
week.
Right.
And I was kind of apologizing for that. But you know, my fans, my subscribers, they said, that's okay. Whenever
Yeah.
you put up a video, that's fine. We'll watch
Right.
it. Don't worry
Right.
about every day, every 2 days. I thought,
Yeah.
man, these people are
The
they're
best.
something else, aren't they?
So I'm going to give a shout out right now to everybody watching. That I'm going to put a link in the description later when we get done with this. I have to wait for the video to cycle, if you will, but I'll put a link into Bud's channel. And for those of you that you don't have to subscribe necessarily, of course, but I'd like you to at least peruse his channel, take a look at it. And if you want to help a brother out, that's just trying to make ends meet out here. He's one of the nicest guys, probably the nicest guy in Dumagetti. Everybody that meets Bud Brown likes him. And I know he's getting embarrassed, but he is a superhuman being. And so just watch his channel and let the ads run and let the man make a few bucks. And that's really all any of us ever ask. I asked for that on May's channel, and I'm asking it now on your channel. And it's just really, community pulling together. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to give any money. You just put your phone down and go get a cup of coffee while the ads run. And that adds up, doesn't it, Bud?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
Cool.
I appreciate
So anyway,
that shout out.
I'm glad that you're finally getting to the end of the line on all that nonsense.
Excuse me for a second. Gloria's yakking at me. Huh? Okay, bye. She's okay. She's Gloria's telling me you're boring. I'm going. I'm taking off. Okay.
Yeah, they went back to bed. Oh, you're going. I'll see you later.
Now we can talk freely.
So you had last time you and I had coffee together. You were having some back problems.
Yeah, I got good news on that front.
Let's hear the good news.
Well, I may have told you, I am just not a medicine taker. If I have diarrhea, I'm not going to take medicine to stop diarrhea because I feel the body is trying to get rid of something. That's a heck of a subject.
I'm the same mindset.
Same thing with throwing up, or the body is trying to get, or even deodorant. Now, this probably explains why I smell the way I do, but deodorant that stops the pores or stops the sweating. No, I just try to keep clean, wash, and but sweat is just getting rid. So I said all that to say that's the main reason I don't want to take pain reliever, because essentially the body's trying to tell you, hey, there's something wrong here.
Right.
Well, once I know what it is that the body's trying to tell me, then doesn't need to keep telling me. I know my back, I slept on it wrong and the muscles are tense and twisted. Okay, I got it. You don't need to keep reminding me.
Right.
With that, Gloria, because of her bad knee, takes this, and you mentioned Alaxin, something like that.
LOK Sand.
Yeah. LOK Sand. So she said, "Well, take this because it sure helps my pain." I said, I don't want to take it, but I'm going to take it because I don't like just walking around like this,
Right.
So I took it. About an hour later, I started feeling better. I said, "Man, my back was still stiff, like the muscles were stiff, but the pain wasn't there."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I said, "I'm not going to take it every day. I'll take it maybe once every 2 or 3 days if necessary." So sure enough, every day, I guess when was wearing off, it started, feeling pain. So I took it 2 times, and that's like in a week. And then last couple of days, I wake up in the morning. Hey, all right, so my back's still a little bit stiff, but like 99% back to normal.
Well, here's my theory on that, buddy.
Yeah, tell me.
Is that when you're in pain, there's nothing worse than pain. I mean, it just overwhelms you, especially chronic pain. And it starts to overtake your thinking. It starts to overtake your mood. It starts to overtake your attitude, et cetera, et cetera. And I shared with you when we had coffee, but there was a time in my life where I had 2 blown discs in my neck, and it was just brutal. But that being said, I think if you can take the LOK Sand, and again, not overdoing it, but it's basically Tylenol with a kick is what a LOK Sand is. And so when you take that, it'll relieve the pain. And then you stop babying yourself, and you can get up and get into motion and start stretching those muscles that are bothering you and bring it all back into shape. And then when it hurts again, what we do is we baby ourselves, and we can only sit a certain way.
Right.
And you don't get anything moving. There's no fluid going. There's no, hydration of the spine or the muscles or whatever. I'm no doctor, but I just do know what works for me. So if you can get the pain to go away, now you can stretch a little bit and you can get out and move about. Your attitude will improve. And so much, I think our bodies get affected so much by stress. I think that's the number one killer of all people.
Really.
And pain will put stress into your system.
Yeah.
You like it or not, whether you realize it or not, you're going to get stressed. And you get upset because you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't go here, and you don't feel like getting up, and then you have the pity party. At least I do. And so if you eliminate that, then you eliminate the stress. Now, one interesting thing that we were talking about over coffee last time is that you and I, unconsciously, I guess we're connected blood brothers. We both took a conscientious move towards losing some weight because we realized we were getting overweight or been overweight. And so you've lost, I think, over 30 pounds. And I've lost right around 20 pounds since October 1st. And I do my thing with intermittent fasting, and I cut out, I only eat 1 meal a day, and I do a little bit more walking, et cetera, et cetera. And I found that to be very effective. But getting back to the pain thing, one thing that I found out that was really a super pleasant surprise was this. I watched a bunch of videos about health and diet, and I think you'll agree that the food that's offered, the local foods that are offered out here are not the healthiest. They're very sweet. They're chock full of MSG. They've got a lot of pasta. They've got a lot of sugary stuff in them. It's kind of like a diabetic's nightmare, out here. And carbohydrates and sugar and stress are the 3 things that I'm trying to eliminate from my life. But here's the dealio. I have a sweet tooth. And so I eliminated on October 1st all sugar from my diet. I mean, I don't even
put possible?
I don't even put creamer in my coffee. I don't. It's possible. It is possible. But here's the thing. I used to wake up every morning and I would pop 2 LOK Sand every morning when I woke up because everything friggin' hurt. Okay, when I woke up, everything. I mean, arms, shoulders, back, this, that, the other. It wasn't excruciating, but it was just stiffness. And then I would start to feel better about an hour later. Well, about 2 weeks into quitting sugar, I was sitting out on my patio having my coffee, and I realized that, you know what? I haven't taken an LOK Sand in over a week. And to this day, now what are we in, January? No, we're in December, right? Yeah, it's December. I'm sorry. We're in December, so that's been 2 months and some change. I think one time I've taken a LOK Sand, and I attribute that to the elimination of sugar. I did some reading about what sugar does to your insulin levels and to your everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm very proud of you, and I'm also very proud of myself. I think it's okay to give yourself a compliment once in a while. So it took some dedication. It took a little bit of stamina. It took some denial, and temptation.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I know Gloria is like May. They come trucking in with the donuts and the things that you like, because that's their way of showing love.
Yeah.
And as many times as I try to explain to May what a carbohydrate is, she just doesn't get it.
No.
She goes, well, okay, how about some pasta then? It's like, no.
Yeah. No, I don't even, try to explain. Although I did look on the back of this LOK Sand, or however you pronounce that thing, and the very most and the biggest ingredient was ibuprofen. I thought, wow, okay, so it's ibuprofen plus something else.
It's got some little kick in it, and it works better than anything else I've ever used in the States.
Now, somebody told me it's a Filipino product.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. And again, I don't know what the little kick is, but boy, it really just does the job. It does a lot better than taking 2 Tylenol or 2 Advil. I don't know what the extra ingredient is. All right. So Christmas time, you and Gloria don't really do a lot of celebrating.
No. We give each other a big hug, and that's about it. We were of course, we've been married forever, but even when we were young and had our children, we did the Christmas trees and gifts, but none of us could wait to open the Christmas gifts. Are you kidding me? I mean, here's these gifts under the tree. We're all looking at each other. It's about a week before Christmas. And Gloria said, let's just open one. And the kids, of course, let's just open one. And okay. And then let's just open another one. Paul, we are not what they call delayed gratification people. Oh,
yeah. Well, we come from that generation where if it feels good, do it.
Yeah. Well, have you heard? There's been a study, and you can look it up in Google. It's called the marshmallow study. Have you heard of that or anything?
No.
Okay. This is what they did. I love studies too, in human behavior. They took these children, 3 and 4 years old, and they put them in a room and said, here's a marshmallow. I'm going to leave the room and I'm going to come back in 5 minutes. If you did not eat the marshmallow, I'm going to give you another marshmallow. But you can eat the marshmallow if you want to. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't, then you'll get an extra marshmallow. And so, needless to say, when these are 3 and 4 years old, and when the man leaves the room, the kids are looking at it, and they're just kind of looking at that marshmallow, like myself. And then they eat it. And so, some did and some didn't. Now here's the kicker. The ones that didn't eat the marshmallow, they had their heads down on the desk and they looked away. They didn't look at it. They didn't want to look at it. And here's the real benefit of this study. They followed up on these children. I think there was 50. They followed up on them in their life. And do you know who the successful, so-called successful people turned out to be?
The ones that
delayed, the ones that put their heads down. They delayed their gratification.
Sure.
So the whole point was that was a prime factor in success.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Well, they were future thinkers. They were thinking about doubling their gift, and they were also exercising some discipline.
Discipline, self-discipline.
self-control.
That's a biggie. Yeah.
And, that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by these studies that they've been doing.
Yeah.
They've been following up on groups of people. And 60 Minutes, I think it was Leslie Stahl, did a thing about people living into their 90s and their hundreds.
Yeah.
And it was I got to watch it again because I forgot some of the details. But one of the most interesting statistics was on the keys to longevity was two things that stuck out. Was number one, obviously they didn't smoke or overdrink and stuff like that, but they had a little exercise routine. They had purpose. They actually found out that having a little extra fat after you hit the age of, say, 60 or 70 is a benefit to you as opposed to being thinner. And those that were the perfect so-called weight for their height actually died earlier than the people that had maybe an extra 10 pounds around the middle. And I don't know the explanation for that. They also found out that the one thing that didn't do anything to increase lifespan was the taking of supplements. And that really shocked me. The people that wake up every day and take fish oil and vitamin B and C and D had no effect whatsoever on their longevity. Those that did, those that didn't, it was neutral. It didn't add one minute if you were taking vitamins all of your life.
Wow.
So and I don't understand why that is, but it is what it is. And that was in the report. And the report was done for like 30 years because they had taken copious notes back in the 80s at a place called Sun City, which were these retirement communities that started to pop up in America back in the 70s and the 80s. Remember the Sun City? A lot of them were
I do.
Golf courses, and it was 55 and older and all this, that, and the other. And they had a true sense of community. Nobody was ever really alone. And they found that those communities were very, very beneficial as people get older. I kind of tie that into our lifestyle here in the Philippines. While we don't live in a 55 and older organized golf community, there just is a whole hell of a lot more of the community spirit here, whether you want it or not. It doesn't have to necessarily be between foreigners either. It can just be with the neighbors. It can just be, I can't tell you how many times May, she's a little socialite. She runs around and makes friends with everybody, right? But how many times we get invited just to go to a Filipino house for their birthday or for fiesta or whatever, and we get included in the community. And that, I think, is also a key for your general well-being and your happix.
Yeah.
Another part of my sales pitch for the Philippines.
When we first moved here, we kind of had an open door policy, which was what, normal. Neighbors come and go. What are you doing? What's in their fridge?
Right.
And this one fella, he came in, and I'm having a cup of coffee, right? 3-in-1. And he came in and he sat down, and so I felt awkward here. I'm drinking coffee, and he's sitting there watching TV with me, and I said, "Would you like to have some coffee? There's over there in the kitchen. There's some." I mean, I just felt like you got to make an offer.
Of course.
I said, "Okay." So he goes over. He gets his little pack. They come in packets.
Right.
He gets his packet. He puts it in his pocket, and then he leaves. He says, "Thanks, Goya." I didn't mean take it. Oh. Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah. Would you like one? Yeah, I'll take one. How about more? Paul. Yeah. So here, what I've been doing on exercising, Oh,
Well, that's right. You've been doing some exercising, so let's hear about that.
well, it's mostly these what I discovered stretch bands. And the
Uh-huh.
weird thing is, I've had these things for years, but I just, they've been collecting dust. And so one day I said, I'm going to just do it. And you're supposed to have an anchor, and they got handles on each end, anchor, and then and they say they're essentially better than weights because weights, I guess you get up to a certain leverage, and then it becomes easier.
Uh-huh.
Like if you're lifting, it comes up, and then easier to pull back with weights. But stretch bands, it's the same pressure all the way, or going all the way to the end. So anyway, I said, hey, if it's convenient, I'll do it. I don't have to go to the gym. So the bars on the windows
Right.
here. So I wrap it around the bar, whether it's like shoulder height or whether it's up high, and I just do opposite muscles. I start off like this morning. I'm pulling and pulling and pulling like this, and then I'll turn around and I push and push and push. So they say you have to be careful with muscles that you're exercising that you don't get lopsided, because some
Right.
people do all biceps but no triceps. So in the biceps, I'm stepping on the stretch band and I'm pulling up and pulling up, and then for the triceps, I have it on the back of me on the window, and then I'm going this way, and that I can feel my triceps getting tired. So anyway, whether it's helping or not, but at least I feel like I'm doing something.
Well, I think anytime you put your body in motion as opposed to being sedentary, you're doing
Yeah,
it good. It doesn't matter, you know, people will go out and buy these expensive machines and programs and all this kind of stuff, and that's fine. I mean, if
yeah,
you're going to take it that seriously, but I can remember that in the States, I think in the '90s, they were selling these home gyms that were
yeah,
like $4,000 or $5,000, and or something to that effect, and you take up half the room, and it had every
yeah,
exercise available on it,
yeah.
and it was the most popular item at all garage sales.
That says
People would
something
buy
right
them,
there.
and it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's like a
yeah,
gym membership. On
yeah,
January 1 is the best day on the planet for gyms. That's
yeah,
when everybody says, okay, I'm going to lose weight. This is the year.
yeah,
I'm going to drop 20
yeah,
pounds, or I'm going to start exercising. And they go hard at it in January, and they buy a 3-year membership, and the gyms don't see them after that
yeah.
first month, but they got the 3-year contract.
Well, they're busy. They got other things to do.
That's
And
exactly
then
right.
what I've learned about myself and my psychology, it's got to be convenient, Paul. It's got to be
Right.
convenient, and
Right.
that's why these bands. I step outside the front door and welcome the morning, and there they are sitting on the table right outside there. It's just so easy to walk over there and do this and that.
Yep. Yep.
Very convenient.
Right. Right.
Well, I mean, that's a proliferation of 7-Eleven, right?
Exactly.
Because even though you're paying more, it's convenient. So we pay for convenience normally.
So what else were we going to talk about? Let's see. You had a little list there.
Yeah, I had when I was when I was starting to lose weight, I'm saying, hey, this is all right. I can actually see my toe. I look down, I can see my toes. I
Yeah.
don't see a big old basketball, obstructing my view. So I started asking around, and I'm glad that you mentioned that about supplements, because I was curious. Oh, what should I this and that? And I know there's mental nootropics or whatever they call them that it's supposed to help your mind, and there's a physical this and that. And the word that keeps popping up, and I'm sure that our viewers have opinions about it.
Absolutely. They have
Possibly,
opinions on everything.
and that's the
Trust
T
me on
word,
that.
testosterone.
Okay.
So I've heard testosterone really good positive things, and others it's not so. And so I want to take this opportunity, and a little bird told me that you've had experience with that. Do you mind sharing that?
No, not at all. My friend Mark started using it, and my friend David started using it, and they were interested in more energy, and they wanted to lose weight, and they wanted to do this. They wanted to feel younger. And the bottom line is what your testosterone level is I'm close to 70, you are 70, is not going to be the same as it is at 30. Now, if you and I went to the doctor and said, hey, I want to get checked on my testosterone.
Yeah.
They would run a test and they'd say, yeah, you're normal for your age. But a 70-year-old man does not have the same testosterone. So you got a 70-year-old man's testosterone level. And so these guys, they did the deal where they said, well, I don't want to have the testosterone level of a 70-year-old. I want to have the testosterone of a 30-year-old or a 20-year-old. So I'm going to supplement it. And they did. And so I did it for 1 month. I shared that with you. And I was thinking that, wow, this is going to give me much more energy. This is going to be, I'm going to magically lose weight. I'm going to be more alert. I'm going to be more mental, this, that, the other. None of that happened. The only thing that changed was my libido. It increased libido was the bottom line.
Wow.
And then everybody can comment, about that.
Yeah.
To keep it clean. But maybe they have experiences with that also. Maybe they're anti testosterone replacement therapy, TRT. I don't know. I mean, I'm always nervous about using something like that because I've heard of cancer. I've heard of it doing, having really negative effects on your body. So I did it for 30 days, and then that was the end of that. And because Baby May got tired of me chasing her around the apartment.
Gloria would get tired of that real quick too. Sometimes I'll come up to her and I'll say, honey, I'm feeling a little bit frisky. You know what she'll say? You're disgusting. Go take a cold shower. Okay.
So I had an idea for a YouTube video for your channel or my channel or both channels or whatever. I thought that we would get the ladies together and jump into your Blue Boy. And we could also do a little walk around on your Blue Boy because everybody's always interested in multi-wheel vehicles out here. Something like a car or a scooter. And I know you've done that before. You did like a comparison, I think, with Ed Sheeran on his thing.
Bajaj.
But that's a long time ago. So it's time for
right.
And
we got a whole new batch of subscribers, I believe. Probably hundreds, maybe thousands.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
And then we just got to go out and show a day in the life of Doom and Getty. Just go run around a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah.
Which is, totally unscripted. No special effects. No editing.
What does that mean, scripted?
I have no clue. You have to watch that other popular channel to find out what scripted is. We won't mention any names.
Here we go. Laugh at this point. Take a breath. Take a sip of coffee at this point.
Hold on, I got a costume change.
Oh gosh, get out of the camera. Hey, speaking of the Blue Boy, yesterday I told Gloria, I said, I'm getting disgusted with these seats. Our male dog, Malayo, when we first got him and we were in the other place, for some reason he got in the back, he got on the seats and he's going like this, like he's digging a hole in the ground. Consequently, the seats are all scratched up. Well, I thought, hey, me, El Cheapo. I said, hey, they're still usable. But then I realized every time I look at those old scratches and, cuts and stuff, I don't feel, it's kind of like looking at a cluttery desk. You know, I just, it's, I don't like it. And I know living here in the Philippines, whatever it costs to fix it, it's not going to be that much.
No.
So yesterday, Gloria and I were coming back from our downtown thing. I saw an upholstery place there. I said, let's pull over here and see what he can give us an estimate to replace these seat covers.
Sure.
So we went there, and sure enough, he came out, and I said, just the bottom, both the back seat and the front seat. He said 700 pesos.
Jeez.
For what? 14 bucks.
14 bucks.
I said, for both of them, everything, labor and parts, yeah, 7. So today, I'm not going to try to rush you, but after we get finished today, I'm taking it down there because he said Ugma. Ugma means tomorrow, which what he said yesterday. So Ugma is today. So I'm going to take it down there. But, it's the idea of, they're usable, but I don't like the looks of it. And it just makes me feel, I don't know what, not so good. Yeah. So that thing will be, so when we do ride around, because I know that we're looking at those scratches, every time you saw the blue boy and was thinking bad thoughts about me. So I want to reassure you that they're going to be replaced.
You should see my bike. Oh man, my bike needs some attention. Speaking of bikes, I'm buying a bike for baby May for Christmas. I'm buying
really?
Yeah. And I had to let the cat out of the bag. Because
no delayed gratification.
Yeah. No, exactly. The reason why is that number one, we're way up on the mountain, and she's really reliant upon. If I leave, she's kind of stuck here, and she walks a lot, or she calls one of her girlfriends, and then they can't come over, and this, that, and the other. And I'm really, really, really worried about safety for her. But her brother will teach her how to drive it. And when I asked her, I said, "What kind of bike do you want?" She said, "Orange."
I can understand that.
I said, "Well, I'm glad you've been studying up on it." Yeah. So anyway, we decided on a Honda Click. And I don't want to buy used because I've had experiences with used stuff out here, and it's just not worth it, And I do have a Christmas fund that I set aside during the year for May and for other things. And so I said, what the hell? I've been saving up money all year as best as I can, and it's time to go ahead. And last year we didn't do really anything for each other, and so this year I thought. It would be a great gift for her, but it would also be an intelligent choice for us to have a backup bike, because my bike's getting old. Every now and then it doesn't quite start, and this and that and the other. And as opposed to me going out and buying a new bike, I like my gay little scooter. I just keep it maintained, and it's all beat up, which I kind of prefer anyway. So I don't worry about it because we drive over rock roads. I don't get all jicky about my painter anymore. It's all broke in, if you will. So I had to take her to the Honda dealer, and I had to take her to the Yamaha dealer to see which one would fit. In other words, which one could she hold up? Because she's got very little upper body strength. So and so do I, as a matter of fact. But she's got really she can't hold my bike up at all, we just fall. So we tried this bike, that bike, this bike, that bike, and we whittled it down to the Honda Beat. And the good news is they've got a Christmas special going on, so we get to save a few bucks. And so I'm going to be doing that for little May, and then her brother's going to teach her how to drive it. So, but I know she can ride a bicycle, and I figure if you can ride a bicycle, you can ride a scooter. And the scariest thing about a scooter is the biggest mistake that I've noticed people make is they hit the front brake instead of the rear brake, because the front brake is on the right, and most people are right-handed, and so that's they instinctively grab, and then they come up and tip over. I'm
Yeah.
left-handed, so it's much more natural for me to hit the rear brake. And the reason we went with the Beat is opposed to the Mio or whatever is that they do have 60-40 brakes. In other words, it's going to be back and front. And
Right.
so with her, it's only 110 cc's. And with her, it's just safety. And she'll be able to scoot around Valencia. If she needs to go down to the proverbial 7-Eleven, she can. Once
Is that automatic or
automatic? Yeah.
Is that going to make it up that big hill automatic?
Oh, yeah.
110?
Yeah. It'll make it. It'll make it. That hill's not that big. But I see little bikes all day long.
Oh, okay.
So a 125, of course, would get up no problem. But again, it's not all. I like slow. I have found that slow is the key to safety around here. Just drive slow. Give yourself time to react. Give yourself time to get out of the way. Whenever I've boosted my bike, usually not with me on it, but by myself, I've a couple of 3 times I said, man, I got to slow it down because there's going to be the dog that runs out. There's going to be the kid that runs out into the middle of the road. There is going to be some yahoo that isn't looking. That's just going to come out of one of these invisible dirt roads that exist. You know what I'm talking about? You're driving exactly. Right. The road was there, and some guy just blasts out of it without.
Right. Well, slow. I've learned that you can't do anything quickly. No turning quickly because no matter you're in the right lane, you got your right turning signal. Hey, don't assume somebody's not going to be on your right side.
Correct. That's correct.
And same thing, turn to left. You're in the left turn lane. You got your left turn signal on. Don't assume somebody's not going to pass you on the left.
Yeah.
But I've been driving here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go.
I was just going to say I've been driving here 7 years now. 3 years previous, we didn't drive, but the past continuous 7 years. And I've never gotten only one time that a little bit of a close call was when I was going along and I saw something on the left side and I said to myself, oh, I want to stop there. So I turned right away. And the guy almost hit me. He yells out, turn signal. Okay.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah, he was right. I said to myself, okay, no quick turns. Yeah, he was right.
So I think it would behoove us to maybe just talk a little bit because it's such a hot topic. And I know we're not going to make any predictions, but about the travel restrictions that are going on in the Philippines right now. Are you following that at all? Or is it
I'm afraid that I'm as ignorant as a rock on that because normally I pay attention to things that I can understand, I can predict, I can, have some certainty. But this situation is so uncertain, changes so quickly that I've said to myself, I'll rely on the old dog to let me know, what's going on. So, some people are researchers that keep their finger on the pulse and they know exactly what's happening. So I would let them do that. So I'm not much help on that.
Okay. All right. Because the reason why I ask is that I'm starting to take a little exception. Whenever anybody brings it up, my response is don't listen to YouTube people because we don't know any more than anybody else. No. Go to the Department of Immigration, look at their website. It's updated. See what the hell's going on. The last report came out. This is where I take exception, and I'm not bashing other channels at all. But a little blurb came out on the news that December 1st, they were going to open up certain areas of the Philippines.
Yeah, I heard that.
A couple of guys jumped on that news and started making the big announcement, hey, buddies, you can start coming December 1st. You need to have this, and this. Well, guess what? Then this Omni thing came out, and 24 hours later, they retracted the December 1st thing. So here's how the old dog's going to handle it when people ask me, when is it going to open? It's open after I watch 10 planes land in Dumaguete and everybody gets out and they don't have to be tested or quarantined or frisked. on their way to their hotel. That's
Yeah.
when I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Because what they say they're going to do is what they're thinking about doing, and they haven't implemented anything yet. And so people keep asking me, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I was going to go back to America in March, and I just read that now the current administration has decided to re-implement quarantine for anybody coming in
Oh.
from another country.
Oh,
So
really?
if I was to leave here tomorrow, I would have to stay someplace for 7 days if I was to go to the States. Vaccinated, not vaccinated. I got to take a COVID test. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's not worth it, you know? And what I try to emphasize to guys that are thinking about coming over here is that unless you've got some pressing issue, you know, a wife and a kid and a business and all that, just cool your jets, you know, keep your, and watch out for, I think the best philosophy, if it was me and I was hunkered down in America waiting to get over here, once I saw planes landing and people getting off and, you know, just kind of wait and see what everybody else does. And the news, and we stop hearing about COVID every day, 30 times a day on the news, and we move on to other things. That's when I would make my travel arrangements. That's just 2 cents worth.
Well, what this seems to be a different topic, but not really. But your visa situation, how are you set on
good.
that?
I'm actually lucky because I went to Vietnam 2 years ago. And when I came back, that re-upped my 3 years.
Okay.
So I'm at 2 years out of 3. So I have another year left, actually another year and a month before I have to leave the country.
Yeah.
And I'll probably change my visa status, but that's another conversation between you and me. I was going to get some information from you about that.
Me, you, and the internet.
I don't want to announce on the internet quite yet.
Never stopped you before.
True. Okay, let me just tell you about it right now.
Delayed gratification. Well, I'm so glad that we got our permanent residence. Although still waiting. Now, this won't surprise you, but there's 2 parts to it. There's a stamp in the passport that says you're a permanent resident, and then there's an ACR card. What is it? Alien registration card or something. But anyway, the ACR card that says that you're a permanent resident. We got the stamp. This was like 2 months ago, and they said, "Well, now we'll send you the ACR card." So Gloria, yesterday, I said, "When's that thing coming? It's been 2 months." She said, "It's supposed to come in middle of January." So it'll get here when it gets here, I guess. But when I have that, then I'm going to feel, comfortable. We waited so long to get that thing. And a lot of guys, if they have money, and everybody does except me and you, you just put that, I think that $10,000 investment visa, man, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
And they say that a lot of guys a couple that I've heard, they just sold their house in the States. And so normally they don't have that much, but when you sell your house and you got some money, and they said, give them 10,000 just very shortly. I don't remember the timeline, but they got their permanent resident. But now that 10,000, you probably know this, when you decide to leave and you're not going to come back, then you can get your money back. It's not giving a.
It's Filipino time that you get your money back. There are fees attached to it. It's not put into a regular bank either. It's put into a special little SR. I've heard this from guys that have done it. So my thinking is, okay, I put in 10, and I know I'm overstating this, but I'd rather be over than under. And in my head, if I was to throw 10,000 into one of those accounts, I would figure that when I walk away from it, I'd get 8 or 9 back after this.
Oh, hell.
I may be wrong, but it's what I'm hearing from other guys.
You've never been wrong before, but
I've never met anybody that's tried to withdraw the money yet. So, but that's kind of like the vibe that they gave me. That, well, yeah, we give them the money, but and then on top of that, I think it's $1,400. I mean, $1,400 processing fee on top of the 10 grand. So it's really more like 11,400, 11,500. Now, if you're military or if you're something else, I forget, it's only $2,500 plus a fee.
Well, now there's a military, what they call a military courtesy. And I had considered that, and I know a couple that have done it. It's $1,500 for the application, which is not guaranteed, they say, but pretty much it is. And then there's a $1,500 fee. So $3,000 altogether, and it's a pretty. What's that?
I said I'd jump on that. That would be a good.
Well, that was my number 2. Plan B. And then my wife would be my dependent, or even if you're not married or don't have a Filipino partner, that's okay, because it's as long as you got your what they call a DD 214, which is your discharge papers. Then so that's a good option. Right. Oh, but we could get into visa, and I got to get going soon. But that could be another topic that may be of interest. Absolutely.
Have you got much time left now? You got a few minutes? It's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I got.
So you got to be somewhere. You got to do your.
Well, I got to go get my sheet covered.
Oh, okay. All right. You see the priorities here, folks? Talk to me or go to the seat cover guy. My easy choice. A seat cover guy is a lot more interesting than a real dog.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, Glory's already gone. So, actually, he said come tomorrow. So I just told myself that I would come after here. And it's been an hour. So usually after an hour, I don't watch so many videos if they're longer than an hour. So anyway, no, if you have another topic or something that you want to maybe answer some questions or whatever.
I don't like to beat it to death. I think an hour is a good time for a live stream. We did not get to any comments except at the beginning. And I want to reiterate that that's just because I'm glad everybody's commenting. I'm seeing comments. Your comments will appear in the rerun of this, if you will. I want to just personally thank everybody that joined in and listened to two old farts talking about probably nothing.
Yeah. Well, the one comment that stuck out. There was one comment that kind of jumped out at me, and that said Bud Brown doesn't use deodorant. So no comment goes unnoticed. Oh Lordy.
But anyway, Bud, thanks for coming on the little channel, man.
Thanks for inviting me.
I'm gonna be sure to post Bud's channel in my description. I have to let this thing kind of circulate, if you will. Again, please don't be upset with me because I didn't get the comments, and I want to give everybody a group shout out. How's that? Is that fair enough?
Yeah,
because we could go through comments left and right, but this was kind of a conversation thing.
Do you have a statistic of how many people have come?
A couple hundred people have been the peak amount of viewers. Yeah.
Wow.
We're always up against competition. There's always somebody else out there.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
So what are you going to do? Right. And I did ask Mark Thornton, though, who does a daily live stream. I told him I'd like to come on with you. So he was very courteous, and he says, okay, I'll just shine on coming on tonight. But there's other people out there that do lives at this time because this is when most people in America are awake and available and all that kind of stuff. But it's always awesome having you on the channel.
Thanks, pal.
And,
thanks for inviting me.
All these guys that are watching and commenting, we love you and we appreciate you. And I'm going to end the stream. Please watch the rerun if you will, and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe any and all of Bud Brown videos, because he is an awesome guy. And watch his friggin' commercials, will you? We've got 2 mortgages to pay until January.
All it takes is money. All
right.
Okay. Well, thanks, everybody.
People, thank you for watching, everyone. And remember, be nice to everybody. Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.